2023 financial year employment income updates. So I got a pay rise at both of my jobs recently, as I alluded to in one of my previous videos, but let's go over what I actually got now. So at the office, I got an increase of $1.27 per hour, as per the negotiation I had with my boss. And at the supermarket, I got a pay increase of $1.12 an hour. Now, this pay increase at the supermarket was basically just due to an award raise. So I didn't actually do anything to, I guess, deserve this pay raise. I think us supermarket workers do deserve a raise of some sort, but it's not like I actively did anything for this, if that makes sense. So what you're seeing now are a bunch of calculations I did that involve both of these raises. So for the office job, my annual salary has jumped up to $58,825.52. If you just times that hourly rate by 38, then by 52, that's what you end up with. And then as for the supermarket, I am earning $546.46 for a weekend shift instead of $520.78 like I used to. So that works out to be about $28,416 a year for the weekend shifts at the supermarket. But as you can see on the column to the left, if you include super, it's a little bit more. Now, I include super when I calculate my overall salary because you'll find a lot of the higher paying jobs tend to advertise the salary including super to make it look bigger. And you do actually earn this money. So you are technically earning this money. Just because a portion of it goes to your retirement fund doesn't mean you shouldn't include it in your overall salary package. But regardless, I've done a few other calculations anyway. So for total gross, we've got $87,241.52. Now that just includes the gross annual salary for the office and the supermarket. And I've also done a calculation that includes fringe benefits. So this is just like benefits your employer gives you that isn't actually salary. Now, what my quote fringe benefit is they pay for my education. Instead of adding another $2,705 to my annual pay slip, they will just pay for my education instead. Now, this means I'll get less super overall because your superannuation is paid based off your salary or your hourly rate. So because my hourly rate is lower, I'll get paid less super from that. However, since this isn't income, it's not taxed, so it's a tax advantage. So it's a tax advantage in a way. So it's got a net benefit overall, but even if this was just tacked on to my salary, I guess at least I would get more superannuation, but I prefer it this way anyway. But technically it is a part of my salary, so if we do the total gross, which includes that fringe benefit of sorts, I'm on $89,946.52, so 50-ish bucks from 90K, which is not bad. However, you know me, I include superannuation, so if we just include the superannuation and the gross, we don't include the fringe benefit because there's no super on this fringe benefit, we get $96,401.88. But obviously, this extra $2,705 benefit is technically a part of my accounting salary. My total is $99,106.88. We're so close from the six-figure club. However, it's important to note, I do get a benefit of sorts from my supermarket job. So we get staff discounts there. Now, it's not obviously a part of your salary the same way that, your work paying for your education is, but it's a benefit I only derive from the fact that I work at that particular job. If I leave the supermarket, I lose that staff discount. So I count it as a part of my overall pay. But because obviously you don't know what groceries you're going to spend for the year, you won't really know what this figure is. So far this year, I've saved $454.19 from petrol and groceries just by having my staff discount. But it's important to note that this figure does include some of the Christmas bonus from last year. So I used most, if not all, of that benefit that I incurred last year in at the start of this year. So I guess when the Christmas bonus comes this year, I won't include that as a part of my 2022 total financial remuneration. Otherwise, I'd be double dipping in this. But yeah, so I guess you could include these benefits as a part of my overall pay for the 2023 financial year. However, this document here just is tallying up everything in the calendar year of 2022. But I mean, I could easily just split that into a financial year, just jump to the 30th of June and split the document from there. But the point is, I'm saving a couple of $100 extra that isn't included in my payslip just because I work this particular job. And furthermore, this doesn't actually include any public holidays that may fall on one of my shifts. So my contract is Saturday, Sunday. So if I was to ever work on a Saturday or a Sunday that was a public holiday, like a Boxing Day or New Year's Day, Anzac Day, Queen's Birthday, Labor Day, Geelong Cup, Melbourne Cup, you know, public holidays like that, Grand Final Leave, although that's always a Friday, but I would get paid extra for that particular shift because it's a public holiday that I'm working. So there's extra money included there, but I don't count that because I mean, I could always just go through the calendar and have a look and then do the calculations from there, but I'm not that pedantic about this. This is just a rough calc. And another thing it also doesn't include is if I have annual leave from either job, I get paid a 17.5% bonus loading on top of the leave that I have. So it's a part of the awards that I'm under. So that's like a story for another day, but long story short, the particular awards that form the base of my pay from both of my jobs, they include this particular clause where you get paid a little bit extra when you take annual leave. And I believe the reason is because they want to give you extra money for like splurging on the holiday, but again, that's a story for another day. But anyway, we'll revert back to this total superannuation pay, salary, gross salary pay, and the education pay of $99,106.88. The fact that I work at a supermarket means I've got a bit of flexibility, so I can always pick up a few extra shifts at night after the office if I want. So I might finish working my 9 to 5 and then I'll duck down to the supermarket after work and do a 6 till 10 shift. They're pretty tiring, obviously, because normally I'm asleep by the time I'm finishing work, but if I do a couple of these, I'll be really a part of the six-figure club, even though I will probably hit it regardless just due to annual leave and public holiday pays. So as you can see in this little calculation here, because all of the hours I do are during penalty hours, the night hours that I do are paid at $29.70 an hour, and I will only do a 4-hour shift. I can't start any earlier than 6, and I won't stay any later than 10, so they'll give me a 6 till 10 shift. So $29.70 times 4, that's $118.80, and if we just do 8 of those, that'll be an extra $950.37. So if I do 8 extra 4-hour night shifts in a year, which really isn't that much overall, my total pay will come around to $100,157.04. So you may not consider this as being a part of the six-figure club, but you'll find that a fair few six-figure jobs will pay some of the amount in like fringe benefits, and obviously they'll include superannuation in the total package, because what sounds better, a job that pays $91,000 a year or a job that pays $102,000 a year? The job that pays $102,000 a year, but you'll find that, again, like I said, it will include your retirement benefits. So maybe you may not look at it this way, but I do. So now, with these pay rises, I consider myself a part of the six-figure club. I mentioned it in my 2021 achievements video that I basically earned 6 figures that year, but that was due to like capital gains, unrealized capital gains, but capital gains nonetheless. I'm not including that here because it's not like earned income. I'm looking at this purely from an earned income perspective, not a business or investment income or anything of the sort. And these extra shifts will be easy to hit. I get called in pretty frequently. More often than not, I'll say no, because if I pick a supermarket shift, that means I get one less gym session, or I get one less night of study, or I get one less night of working on my online brand. So yeah, if I take that night shift, I will increase my money stat a bit more, but that comes at the expense of my aesthetic stat, my online brand stat, or my study/professional development stat. And more often than not, I don't see that as a worthy trade-off, especially since I'm earning enough as is, as well as the fact I'm on that diversified grind. So obviously most of the waking hours are spent increasing the money stat, like also obviously increasing your career stat, because one extra day at work is one extra day you can put as experience on your resume, and one extra day of overall experience in the particular industry you work in as well. But that's besides the point. Like, I'm working for like 60-ish hours a week. I'm at the gym for like 7-ish, 8 maybe. So if I give up one of them just for a few hours extra work, I don't see that as a worthwhile trade-off to do all the time. So I wouldn't contract myself, for example, a Thursday night, I wouldn't contract myself at the supermarket to work every Thursday night, because that would come at the expense of my designated arm workout, which I would need to move on another day, which means I would have to give up a study or an online brand night stat increase. I would have to give up some allocated time for increasing my study stat or my online brand stat, or I would have to ditch another gym session which hinders my aesthetics in a particular muscle group. So what I'm trying to get at is I could contract myself to be part of the six-figure club if I contracted myself some extra shifts, but I'm not doing this. I'm just gonna go with the flow. I'll take a few shifts here and there when I'm asked, but overall, I will still earn the 6 figures for the coming financial year, but I won't completely derail, well, I wouldn't completely derail it, but I won't hinder, at least not much, my aesthetic stat, my online brand stat, or my professional development stat. So one last thing I'll say before I wrap this video up, you can see in these little charts here how the hourly rate at both of my jobs has increased. The Woolworths job has only increased in recent years due to Fair Work and unions stepping in saying we need a raise, but other than that, the pay was pretty stagnant for several years. So that's just a little chart for you to look at. Now, I'll also explain the Woolies chart. So the 50% column there, that's adding an extra, obviously 50% to the pay, which is most of the hours on a Sunday. The 100% is if you work between the hours of 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. on a Sunday at the supermarket, and because I start at 7, there's 2 hours. There's 2 hours on a Sunday that I work at the 100% penalty rate, so that's why that's included. And the 25% penalty is for all day Saturday and after 6 p.m. on a weeknight, which is the only hours I will do at a supermarket, because obviously Monday to Friday normal hours I am at my office job. So that's a quick update. This has been an extremely quick video for my standards. As you can see, I've been averaging like an hour and a half lately, and then there's a couple of half-hour videos here and there, but yeah, this is just a quick update on my salary. This is just an example of how you can increase your income if you just keep at it. Like, I stuck with Woolies and I got a bit of extra money out of it, and I've built up a tolerance to working. Now I can technically be a part of the six-figure club at the ripe age of 25, and it's not like I'm even close to being done. And obviously, as I mentioned before, there's a lot more to my life than just working. There's a whole study, gym, online brand, investing, stuff like that as well. So I've come a long way from the uni days about 5 years ago. This time around 5 years ago, I was just coming back from my study abroad tour. And in that study abroad tour, I basically got told by my uni that we don't think you're cut out for this. And I was working maybe 20-ish hours at the supermarket in that time. So not a lot of money, not a lot of education, but I decided to get my shit together, had a massive turnaround, and look at where we are. So sometimes you need to reflect on your hard work and your accomplishments just to, I guess, revitalize yourself, showing, hey, this is working. Look at where you used to be, look at where you are now. But you're proud but never satisfied. We're not done yet. Obviously, the hourly rate at my main office job is going to just increase, especially once I get my study done with. And then potentially the supermarket job will also go up with award raises, but even then, this is building experience. I could jump to another weekend related job that could pay a lot more because I've got relevant retail experience. We're getting close to the 10-year mark now. But yeah, this is just a quick little update on my salaries. Keep at it, everyone. We're all going to make it. That is all.